Joey, that's just rude. There's a reason behind the non-punctuality, and I would I would encourage you to remember that. Normally, I'm always on time. In fact, normally the stream that you're watching right now starts up early. Isn't that funny? You can blame a man for this. It's almost always a man, right? But we'll say hello to No Name, Ryu, BMC, Joey, John. Joey, I don't know if you haven't figured this out yet, but I don't understand jokes 90% of the time. Hey Bishop, hi Lawrence, hi guys, hi guys. We should be rolling up on this one now too. And hi Morgan, hi Cinnabon. Last one to get started is, of course, the TikTok streets. TikTok gotta be the most complicated for all of the reasons. How about the whirlwind of absolute craziness today? Did anybody like keep up with that, watch it, listen in on anything? It was something. I unfortunately went through the process of actually listening to that speech, and there were so many moments where I just went, what of what brand? What brand did I say? Asda. Did I say a brand? What did I miss? What did I miss? Hello everyone again. We'll say hello a couple of times. All right, sweet. We're already getting a TikTok creator raid. Good. Don't turn on your TV. I mean, you don't have to turn on your TV to find it. Unfortunately, it's part of the problem. This is the gist of the speech that I understood. Okay. Immigration, that is the problem everyone is facing. You'll lose your country if you don't manage immigration. Yeah. I'm not familiar enough with the manufacturing of weapons, so couldn't tell you about that one. There we go. Hey, Headshot. I can't remember what name you said I could call you. See, I told you I would forget. Hi from that. Thank you, smart ones from the Purple app. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful Taco Tuesday. Asda? Okay. Asda, you'll have to tell me if I say your name wrong. Hey Moose, and thanks, Real Savior. Hey Chris, I think I already said that one. I'm doing good. It's Tuesday. I forgot it was Tuesday, which is probably it was actually an issue. I was supposed to do something else today and I missed it. I forgot. My bad, my bad. I'll make up for it on Friday. That's how it always goes, you know? Just do an extra day. Do an extra day. But yeah, mostly what I learned today is that yes, immigration is the root of all evil, apparently. That's what we learned today. Hopefully no one may, because I don't like, you know, beating anyone up. It's odd. Ozda Walosi. Oh, that's cool. Ozda Walosi. Okay, cool. I got it. All right, guys. Sorry. Practicing saying a name. Sounds good to me. We're doing great. If I sound too loud, guys, let me know. No, I went to the wrong account again. Okay. I adjusted my my volumes and whatnot, so I might sound too loud. I don't really know for sure. Yes, we survived the rapture. I love that. I love people. They say silly stuff. We looking. We love a good corgi butt. The rapture did not come, guys. Well, we have the option that it could be tomorrow. Let's be clear. There is the option that, or the potentiality that, oh, guys, I just realized this. Haha. There we go. I didn't have the background going on. Nobody told me I didn't have the background going on. Luckily, I can just click it and it changes. That's for when I record a video. I have nothing on the background for obvious reasons. It came and went, that nothing happened. Listen, the rapture or the end of days, because it's not called the rapture, okay? The end of days will occur randomly. It's not able to be predicted. If there is a true end of days where the believers go back with Christ, then it is unable to be predicted. So, sorry, not sorry, there was no rapture today. But I would like to see something. Yes. Oh, thanks, Blank. I don't, oh, goodness me. I'm not even in the right spot yet. That was my bad. Yes, observing. Yeah. Yay. You know, Working Bum, that's a great question. Working Bum said, "Are we sure it didn't happen? Maybe everyone is bad." There is that potentiality, but I think all of the kids would be missing, specifically little babies, because they're innocent. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
35.
35. Cool. Are you still supporting Trump?
No.
No? All right, man. Well, I appreciate you. Oh, you hung up on your own. I was getting there. Very interesting. Happy Rapture Day, guys. See, this is where we're at. Ooh, that was pretty. Guys, I still have to make the video compilation of all the cool TikTok gifs that unfortunately the tubes and the purple app don't get to see. But they are pretty. I've downloaded some of them. I gotta go through like 2 weeks of video and find the other ones. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello.
This guy just calls in and does that very loudly. It's very annoying. So I thought I'd let him sit on quiet. See how long it takes to hang up or something. Yes.
Hello.
Oh, he does it again. Ugh. Odd. Give it a full minute here. We're at 45 seconds. Oh, he hung up on his own at 50 seconds when I didn't talk to him. Heck yeah, success! Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Doing well. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
That's a weird question. 31.
Awesome. Well, it's TikTok terms of service. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I would say yes, I am.
You would say, yes, you are. Okay. And are you willing and able to accept that Donald Trump is actively lying to you in his current administration?
How so?
Well, this isn't a how so yet. This is just a yes or no question. I'm trying to gauge you a little bit here. So, would you are you able to acknowledge that Donald Trump is lying in any way, however you want to take it?
Yeah, sure. I'd be willing to accept it.
Cool. Can you think of 3 lies that he's told just in his current administration?
Nope, not off the top of my head.
Not off the top of your head. Okay. Gosh. All right. So where should I start? Are we still experiencing inflation?
I would say yes.
Well, Donald Trump keeps saying that he's ended inflation.
Has he said that? He's come out right out and said that. I
Yes.
ended it. He said
Today.
I ended.
Yep.
What was the exact quote?
I ended inflation.
He said I ended inflation.
Yeah.
All right, then he's right.
Wait, I didn't see the butterfly. Sorry. So just yes, he's right because he said he ended inflation, so therefore it must be true.
If he said it, it's true.
What's the inflation rate according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics?
Couldn't tell you.
It's 2.9%.
And what does that mean exactly?
It went up from the month of July going into August. In July, it was 2.7. And it went up 0.2%.
How would it work? Okay, all right. And what is another lie he told?
Oh, I mean, I just want to also be clear with everybody. August last year, so August 2024, inflation was at 2.5%. So we're up year over year. Another lie that he told, oh goodness. There were so many. Gosh. Is coal beautiful and clean?
What was that?
Is coal beautiful and clean?
It's cold, beautiful, and clean.
Coal, COAL.
Is coal beautiful and clean?
Yeah.
No.
Nope. Donald Trump says it is. He says, in fact, no one in my administration can say the word coal by itself. They have to say clean, beautiful coal.
Good impression.
No, it's absolutely horrible, and even I admit it myself. But the cadence is there, and that's what's important.
Good, pretty good impression.
Yeah.
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
What is something that a conservative might agree with a Democrat on? That's what I'm conflicted on. I none of your values align with mine, and I try to think about, what common ground do we have? I can't find anything.
Let's try. This one should be easy. There is no correlation causation that proves that taking Tylenol as a pregnant woman causes autism in children.
Okay.
That should be something that's obvious, right?
And that's a common belief within conservatives?
After yesterday, I think so.
That I don't know. I think you're more educated on this, but I'm just talking
Oh,
core
okay.
principles.
Sure. How
Conservative,
about respecting women?
sure. I don't think conservatives think you should not respect women.
Okay. How about the right to freedom of speech is an enumerated right guaranteed in the Constitution?
Yeah, freedom of speech, of course.
Sure. Awesome. So why is Donald Trump actively trying to take away freedom of speech from one party?
Mm, I don't think he is.
Really? He didn't say that he was going to start going after individuals or news agencies that talk negatively about him. Ha- oh, you hung up. Okay. Third motion passes. What motion were we voting on in the purple app? What did I miss? Oh yeah, I should have read that one. My bad. My bad, Exennial. Should have read that one. People are so odd. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, hi.
Hi, how old are you?
18.
Sorry, I don't talk to 18-year-olds. Can my twin speak? Sure, 1 second. Hi, guys. It's just me again. It's just me. And it sounds over the phone. The microphone is crisp. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. How old are you? Oh, you hung up. Thank you. I think that's supposed to be text 9. Thank you for the GG. I don't know, guys. Oh yeah, yeah. So let's go through. Just so you know, guys, if you didn't, hey, Goku, this. Oh gosh. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
The MAGA support hotline. Oh, yeah, I'm right here.
Okay. How old are you?
22.
All right. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I think so.
You think so, or you know so?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And are you willing and able to admit today that Donald Trump is actively lying to you in his current administration?
Sure, but like I feel like every politician probably has, right?
Oh, I mean, that's true, but that's not the point. Can you tell me 3 lies that you believe Donald Trump has told in his current administration?
I like the last one you said about how coal is clean because it isn't.
Yeah, it's true. It's not clean.
Yeah. I had a coworker. I don't know if this one is even true, but he was saying that what was it? The like wind powered energy doesn't work or something like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he loves talking about how wind-powered energy doesn't work. And yet we see it all across Europe, and it works just fine. He also says solar energy doesn't work, and again, solar energy works all across Europe to a high degree. It's crazy. You like to the point where if you were in, let's say, the United Kingdom or France, Germany, whatever, you could walk or you could go to a department store to purchase a solar panel instead of purchasing it from specific manufacturers like we have to do here in the United States. You can buy it from department stores.
Okay, honest question here. Do you think Europe is doing a better job than the United States is right now?
On what metric?
just in general. I mean, let's say energy for this matter.
Energy? I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I'll be
You don't
honest.
think?
No, I just said I'm not sure.
Okay.
I would say as far as like their citizens' happiness, or even like let's say um, women's rights in other countries, they're doing better off than the United States.
Have you ever been, just purely out of curiosity, nothing more than that,
Have I ever been?
Europe, like any
Yeah.
country in Europe?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, which one?
Ireland, Greece,
Oh, nice, nice.
the United Kingdom. Sorry, England,
Oh yeah.
Germany.
Oh, that's my pick. I have to go there.
Yeah. All right. So, what lies do you think you're not able to accept that Donald Trump is telling?
Not able to accept?
Yeah. So, like, you wouldn't believe me if I said they were lies. Like, what is something that you believe is absolutely true that he said?
Something that I believe is absolutely true that he said. Good question. Dude, I live up in Canada, so don't hear much about it anyways.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks, man.
Oh yeah. Take
Yeah.
care, eh?
Okay. Bye.
Hey.
Oh, someone says I can't tell them where I've been. Do you know where Stuttgart is, Ale? Have you ever been to London? How about Dublin, Cork, Galway, Kinvara? And when I went to Greece, I stayed in Athens the entire time. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 37.
Okay. And are you still supporting Trump?
I am supporting. Yeah, I voted Republican for the first time in my life in 2024.
Okay. So, are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am still supporting the Trump administration over what would have been had I voted for
No.
Kamala.
I guess people. I don't think. See, I never think that this question is hard until somebody does this. So let me
Well,
try this again. So we're 8 months now. 8 months into Donald Trump's administration. Okay, full 8 months. There's no one else to necessarily support. There is no other party in power. It's the Republican Party in power right now. They have the majority in the House. They have the majority in the Senate. They have the majority in SCOTUS, and almost all of Donald Trump's administration are career Republicans. Okay. So now when I'm asking you, are you still supporting Donald Trump? Let's start from there. He's been in office for 8 months. 8 months into this, are you still supporting Donald Trump? Because there's no alternative here, sir.
no, there's no alternative right now. So I would say I'm still supporting Trump.
Okay. Do you think that maybe you have the option to not support?
Well, every 4 years you can vote Republican or Democrat. And as I said, I mean, I voted Democrat. I used to vote Green Party a lot. And then I voted Democrat in a few elections. I voted for Hillary. I voted for Biden. And then I voted for Trump for the first time. And I think, if I may just elaborate a little bit more, I think one thing that you might be missing is that, and I wanted to tell you this because I just was listening to your call with the Canadian who you just got off the phone with there. And I think that I can't speak for the Canadian guy at all, but I think that something that a lot of people are missing is that many people like myself, I didn't really vote for Trump. I voted
I
anti-Democrat.
don't really care why you voted for Trump. See, do you
okay.
see how I asked you, like, do you still support him? And then I even tried to make you stand 10 toes down that you're still supporting him now, 8 months into his administration. I don't
Sure.
care why anyone voted for Donald Trump anymore. We're almost 10 months out. We're just over 10 months out from the election, right? We're almost a year out from the election. Why you cast your vote for the man really doesn't mean anything anymore. If we were like still in January and he had just got it
Interesting.
started in his administration, sure, we could still
Okay.
talk about why you voted for him and
Well,
what
I
you hope to
still
see.
support not supporting the Democrats. So
Gotcha.
by
So
that,
you
yeah.
basically what you're telling me is that you're not actually supporting anything, you're just not you're standing against something. So you don't stand for anything.
No, I stand for a bunch of stuff. I mean, I was trying to
Hmm.
elaborate on my answer. I told you I voted for
I mean,
the
I don't
Green
really
Party.
care why you voted or who you voted
How old
for
are
in the
you, by the way?
past.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay. So have you been voting Democrat for your whole life?
No. For president, yes, because unfortunately my main only options have ever been Donald fucking Trump, and I've never agreed with a single one of his
How have
policies
your
that he's
only
ever put
options?
up.
If you're 33,
Yeah, I said
then
my
you had,
only options have mainly for president have mainly been Donald Trump, right? The last three elections have been just Donald Trump, the Republican candidate, right? You would agree with that?
well, yeah, but I'm only
Right.
4
And then
years
if we
older
look
than
at
you.
Mitt Romney when he was running in 2012, because I actually, unlike a lot of people, when I was in high school, I actually read through the ACA because I was in speech and debate. So I had to learn all about it in order to talk about it in my speech and debate topics when I was in high school. Okay. So when Mitt Romney was running and was like, the ACA is nothing like what we had in Massachusetts and blah, blah, blah. He was literally a laughing stock, and I got to laugh at Mitt Romney
Mm.
when he ran against Obama. So, yeah, no, I have not voted a Republican for president. However, I'm sure people should know this name. Well, at least one of the names. We have Tom Tillis, Gregory Murphy. Those are both Republicans that are actively sitting in Congress right now.
Okay.
So I hope that helps.
Sure. Yeah. Does it
Sure.
help you understand
Yeah.
why I support Donald Trump?
Nope, because that has nothing to do with it. So are you able to
Oh,
admit at
okay.
any point in time that Donald Trump is actively lying to you in his current administration?
Well, right. I was going to try to answer that question. So there's one lie that you said to the previous caller. You said, is there something that you're 100% sure that Donald Trump is not lying about?
No, I was
Can
just
I try
trying
to?
to see, no, I'm asking you, can you admit that Donald Trump is actively lying in his current administration? This is a simple yes or no question.
No, I don't think that he's lying about anything.
Oh, so you can't even think of 3 lies that he's told while he's been in office for 8 months. Not even 3.
No, I don't think that I no, I don't think that he's telling a lot of lies.
Gotcha. Has he ended 7 wars?
Uh, I think. I mean, I have to look it up. I'm not sure what that claim is referring to. Did you know that
He
there
said
was
it
recently a?
today.
Yeah, I know. I listened to the speech of the UN. But you know, there was a ceasefire between Thailand and Cambodia.
That he had nothing to do with. I don't know if you're aware of this, but 3 days before Thailand and Cambodia met in Malaysia, Donald Trump, and Thailand admits this, called up Thailand prime minister and was like, "Hey, I'm willing to negotiate the ceasefire for you." And Thailand unequivocally told him, "No, no, right? Full stop. No, we're not meeting with you," and met in Malaysia instead. He had nothing to do with their ceasefire.
Okay, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that he was what he was referring to.
Yeah, he's just taking
The White
credit
House
because
released a
he
list of
gets so
conflicts he seems
Donald
to have
Trump gets a
resolved.
participation trophy is what he's looking for because he's like, well, I made the phone call to be like, hey, Prime Minister of Thailand, I will happily host a negotiation so you can end your skirmish with Cambodia. Are you interested? He wants a participation trophy for picking up the phone and being like, I want to help you end the war. What's that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about that particular claim. I was going to try to answer your question about the one thing that I'm sure that he's not lying about, because I thought that might help you understand why people are voting for Donald Trump or supporting Donald Trump.
Sure. Why?
Well, the one thing that I'm sure that he's not lying about is that he is a racist. I don't believe that he is a racist, and a lot of people said that Trump is a racist. That's one of the main reasons that I voted against him back in 2016, was that I was afraid that he was a white supremacist. And then over the years, starting in 2018, 2019, 2020, I saw a lot of people getting called out for white supremacy who were not white supremacists. And then I was actually called out for white supremacy based on some stuff that I could elaborate if you're interested, but I won't take the
No.
time now. Yeah. Well, so just for the purposes of my answer, I'm not a white supremacist. I don't identify as a white supremacist. I'm an anti-racist person, but I was still called out as a white supremacist by a bunch of people online who never took the time to speak to me, which you're doing, which is, I think, admirable, at least taking the time to speak to people, which is cool. But when I was getting called out as a white supremacist, knowing that I was not a white supremacist, it made me think twice about all the other people who I had accused of racism over the years. My dad being one of them, Donald Trump being one of them, other Republicans in my life who I had said, if you support Donald Trump, you're supporting white supremacy. You're on the same side as white supremacists. And over the years, 21, 22, 2023, I started thinking that that was a big bullshit lie. And it made me wonder about what else the Democrats might be lying about. So I know there's a lot of focus on Trump's lies and the consistency of Trump's claims. I think there's inconsistency on both sides. I know you're not supposed to use that phrase, but I think that the one-sidedness that I was experiencing in my Democrat progressive peer group made me feel like we weren't living in the same reality, and that's why I still support Donald Trump. And I think that whatever claim you think he's lying about, I would just say, if it's something I don't know about, I'm happy to learn more about it, read multiple sources or whatever. But I think that, if somebody, like, I don't know who you're saying is saying that he's lying, but I think that a lot of people have said a lot of lies about Trump over the years, a lot of lies about Republicans, that all Republicans are racist and stuff like that. And that's the main reason that myself and a lot of other people voted for Trump in 2024.
Gotcha. Can you tell me what a black job is?
A black job?
Yeah.
What is a typical black job? I don't know. Working at the DMV?
Are immigrants stealing black jobs?
Are immigrants stealing black jobs? Possibly. I think that there are a lot of illegal immigrants who are working and receiving tax dollars. And I just heard that Maura Healey in Massachusetts is giving $30,000 per family. And they're also eligible for $4,000 in EBT. So that's an immigrant family gets $30,000. In the state of Maine, where I live, they're giving 2 years free rent. So they get a furnished apartment for 2 years, rent paid, all the furniture paid, and then they get thousands of dollars, $4,000 a month in EBT, and that's all tax dollars. So
Gotcha.
I think that there's a lot of stuff going on
Yeah,
that I'm not
I know
sure
you're
about.
just like going on a tangent. Did Kamala Harris just turn black?
Kamala Harris used a fake voice. Sometimes she used like an
No,
alternative
that's not the
voice.
question that I asked you.
Oh, did
I
she
asked
recently
you,
start identifying as black?
did
Yeah, I thought she was like South Indian or something. South Indian and Jamaican. So that's not Black American. Do you know about ADOS? Do you know that term, ADOS, ADOS?
So you're
I'm just
telling me
wondering if
that
you know that
somebody
term.
that I'm sorry. So are you telling me that somebody that's from Jamaica, someone that is Afro-Jamaican, it cannot be a Black American in the United States when they come to the United States of America?
Well, this is a very tricky question. That's why I'm wondering if you know this term ADOS, ADOS, because both of us are white people. But ADOS, it stands for American Descendants of Slavery. And a lot
Okay.
of Black Americans get
Yeah,
kind
that
of
would be Afro.
territorial.
That would fall under Afro-Indigenous as well, sir. So that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you very specifically, are you saying someone that is Afro-Jamaican cannot be Black in the United States of America?
No, they're black skin, but it's different from being ADOS, like a Black American. Like the guys I went to high school with are not the same as somebody whose parents are from Jamaica.
I'm sorry, did Jamaica not have slavery?
I think it did, but I think that it depends.
And so
I
when you
mean,
say American, or sorry, what was the A in ADOS again?
American descendant of slavery.
Awesome. Now, sorry, America is broken up into 2 continents, correct?
Right.
Cool. Just making sure we're at least on that. Let's see.
Did you grow up with a lot of black people? Where are you from?
I'm from all over. I've moved around a lot.
Where did you go to high school?
Again, I've moved around a lot. I've
Did you
lived
go to
in Central Texas. I've lived in South Texas. I've lived in North Texas. I've lived in 3 different places in Colorado. I've lived in North Dakota. I've lived in 5 different places in North Carolina, and I currently live in Florida.
Oh,
Does all of
wow.
that help you out? Like, I've moved around a lot. I grew up
North
around a lot of
Carolina and
people.
Florida is good. I'm just wondering if
Yeah.
you lived in like a place with a lot of black people. Like I went to high school
Yes,
in
sir.
Washington,
I
D.C.
did. Yeah, I actually
Okay.
like where I was in Central Texas was very mixed. Like we had people of all skin colors.
So are you familiar? There are black Americans who are critical of illegal immigration.
Yeah, no, I just want to be clear with you on like I don't care. That wasn't the point I was trying to make. You were making a claim that Donald Trump isn't racist, and these are all phrases that Donald Trump said in front of the NC oh gosh, what are they called? Sorry.
NCAA?
No, not the
NAACP?
NCAA. Nope, not the NAACP.
NCAA, not
No.
the NCAA.
The no, it's the National Association of Black Journalists, so NABJ.
The NABJ.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but I don't think that those claims are. I
Yeah.
don't think that that's
So
racist.
Donald Trump literally said in front of a town hall full of black individuals, said that Kamala Harris just turned black. Forgetting the fact that, again, you can be black and be from Jamaica. Her father was Afro-Jamaican. He was black, okay? Her mother is Indian, so she's South Asian. And the reason why it was so heavily reported on when she was elected as a California senator that she was of Asian descent is because she was the very first Asian American woman to ever be voted in to a position of senator at the congressional level, at the federal level. Does that make sense? And so I find it very interesting when people bring up this point because you can actually find news articles that were posted back-to-back days in when she was actually campaigning to be a senator. I think it was in August or September of 2016 when she was campaigning, where they talked about her East Asian heritage. And then the very next day, they posted about her Black American heritage. Wow, isn't that funny? She's literally always claimed to be black. She went to a historically black college, right? The HBCUs, right? She went to one of those. She was a part of a sorority where it was mostly black women. Wow, what a fucking concept, right? Like, she was black, and the fact that you purported every single shit that Donald Trump said, and you even had, when I asked you, what is a black job? The answer is any job. It's not, what is a job that I typically see black people working? And then you say the DMV, dude. I understand why people might have accused you of being racist. And I find it very interesting that you had actually, I don't find this part interesting, but it's very telling that somebody would in fact call you racist because I have black people in my comment section yelling at you, telling you that you are in fact racist because of the shit that you just said. Right. Luckily, we're not on any kind of platform where we can see your face because, dude, you said some hootenanny all up in there. Like, no holds bar.
Wait,
You
what
had
did
no
I
problem
say?
saying it. I literally just went through everything, so I can tell you're not listening.
Because I said the DMV?
What did you say before you said the DMV?
I said, I don't know. I can't think of a black job.
No, you didn't say that. There was something you said in between there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
so
know.
You said, what is a job that I typically see black people, mostly black people working in? And then you said the DMV. Like, you are the one who said it, not me, right? And then I just asked you about, like, are immigrants stealing black jobs? And you went to consider, you said a typical black job. Yeah, that's literally what you said, a typical black job. And then you went to, like, when we were talking about immigrants, you went down this whole line of absolute fucking lies that's been debunked to hell and back. And I don't know where people have been living, under a rock. And then you also purported the fact, acting like you come from a place of knowledge and talking about the ADOS, and then also making a claim that, therefore, if you're from any other country outside of the United States of America, and you're a black person living in the United States of America because you weren't descended from an American slave owner, or sorry, someone that was owned as an American slave, that therefore you can't be black in America. And if you are not black, you don't get to tell anybody that, because that's only a certain segment of the black community that
I'm
has
just
that
telling you
belief
something
system.
that I heard
And you're
from.
obviously a white person. You've made that claim when you talked about white supremacy and all of that stuff, right? You were the one that made that claim. You don't get to dictate that. You are not black. You are pasty skin color just like me. And you admitted that. You don't get to say that kind of thing.
I don't have
Point
pasty
blank,
skin.
period. But you decided to go ahead and say it out of your
Is
mouth
this
with your
your
full
MO,
chest the
just like
entire time,
ranting
and
at
you still
people?
couldn't even
You're
admit
ranting.
that somebody that is from Jamaica and
You're
they're
ranting.
Afro-Jamaican could in fact be a black person in America.
So this
Sorry,
is it's
bro.
because of
Hector, you missed a lot. Oh, Amy, did somebody not understand that if you're from India, it's East Asia, and you're East Asian? Like, normally I don't go down this whole racist shit, but I just wanted to talk about the fact that he was like, Donald Trump isn't racist. That's the one thing I know he's not lying about, that he's 100% not racist. And it's just like, okay, we'll just go down his stuff. And then your answers themselves tell on you, sir. You told on yourself. I did hang up on him. Yeah. Starch, thank you for the 5. Okay, so if MAGA is worried about the great replacement and Latin America is 85% Christian, we're more worried about Christian. Starch, I don't know if you heard Donald Trump today, but just so you're aware, the Christian faith is the most, what is it? There's a word for it. They're the most attacked religion in the world right now. And thank you for the, let me see. I want to look up that one. DKK2SD. Danish. Okay, I've seen that one before. Thank you for the Danish krone. Dick says, hi from DK. Y'all deserve healthcare and holidays. I agree. Dude, I totally agree. I need some universal healthcare. It's ridiculous. And then we have, you must have an incredible amount of patience to deal with people's ignorance or idiocy. Always entertaining. Love your show. Thank you, Mark, for the 5. I appreciate that so much. Krusty, keep up the good work. Trump misled or lied 30,000 times between 2017 to 2020. And also to say Trump isn't racist is hilarious. These MAGAs are cooked. And thank you for the Australian $7.99. Thank you, Tex, for the 100 for 2 joules. And yes, Feisty, I absolutely agree. Donald Trump is a POS, and so is the last caller. Holy, for fuck's sakes. Guys, over on TikTok, let's get the likes all the way up to, we should already be at 75,000 in the next 4 minutes in all reality. But if you're new here, hit that follow button. Because otherwise, I don't know why you're still sitting here. Hit that follow button. You can hate follow. I don't care. I love hate follows. That same thing goes on the tubes and on the Twitchy, the purple app, like the room, right? Don't forget to hit that follow button. We do have subscriptions available on all of these things. We have memberships available. And we also have super chats. Sorry, TikTok. I love you. Really quickly, over on TikTok, what I would encourage you guys to do, and I can't really say this too loud, but because the subscriptions are now $9.99, go to my link tree. I'm everywhere. Find me there and do it there. It's cheaper. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah.
Awesome. How old are you?
26.
26. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
You know, not well, kind of.
Oh, also thank you, Roxy, for the $1 over on the Blue app.
I think he's done some good things. I think he puts his foot in his mouth a lot, though.
He does open mouth insert foot a lot of the time. That is true.
He does do that.
Okay. So are you willing and able to admit that Donald Trump is actively lying to you?
About what?
Well, I don't know. Let me challenge you to try to think of 3 lies that Donald Trump has told in his current administration.
You know, and off the top of my head, you tell me.
Oh, you can't think of any off the top of your head. Sorry, I thought you were saying you were trying to think. My bad.
No, no. You're
Okay.
good.
Where can I find evidence of any of these trade deals that he
Trade
says he's
deal.
made?
That's a damn good point. You know, I really don't have too much of an argument for that though.
You're
Let's see.
awesome.
What's something we can debate?
I mean, it's not an
is-
argument unless it's actually put in writing and then signed off on and then published on the State Department's website. There's no proof that a trade deal was had. Because if it's just a verbal agreement, any country can back out at any time and they don't have to uphold it.
I think what he's doing with the tariff thing is, if
That's-
it works, the goal is.
I'm not talking about the tariffs.
work-
I'm talking about trade, though.
Oh, trade deals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think politicians just lie. I mean, I think that's just. I mean, I think they don't really. You know, I mean, I'm sure he's. I just, you know.
Oh. I had one hand up with the pen and the other one on the book, and he just hung up. Odd. Jay Lee, okay, so I didn't listen to him talk like through his whole speech yesterday. I listened to the one today and it was pretty bad, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to say today's was worse because he was speaking in front of other world leaders. Yesterday he was just talking to America. But today was worse because immigration, it's the cause of all your issues, and if you don't do something to fix it, you're gonna lose your countries. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Child, go outside and play some games. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
39. Sorry, I
39.
almost forgot for a second.
That's all right. Are you still supporting Trump?
Oh, sorry, you broke up a little bit. What'd you say?
Are you still supporting Trump?
No, and I'm hoping you'll let me talk for just a little bit.
Okay, you got a second. What's up?
Okay, so on behalf of all Black people, I just want to say that one caller that was trying to justify, you know, I don't know what he was trying to justify with racism, but to all the people in the comments and everything, you know, I'm not Black just because of my skin tone. I'm Black because my history has been blacked out. There's different reasons, you know, Black people want to be Black. Some are Black and proud, some inherit, you know, the Black mindset. There's different reasons for it all. And another thing I just want to put out there is there's no such thing as race. You know, white, Black, you know, those are the only two colors we have that describe people these days. We don't call Asians yellow anymore. We don't call Indians red anymore. And I think it's time we just stop doing that altogether. There's only one human race, and I think the sooner we all accept that, the sooner we can end this conversation with racism. And that's mostly just to the MAGA movement there. So thank you for what you're doing, by the way, and I appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Were Asians called? What? Yeah, I didn't think he was either. That did not sound. I will say this, guys. In most countries, they don't really see race in the same way that the United States does. I've never heard of someone that is Asian being called yellow. And the term RED, skins, in reference to Native American or indigenous, is not because of the color of their skin. That's not what that was about. that time the butterfly came. The last time it didn't. Like, oh, goodness me. Yes, it's from a very old practice. I don't. Oh my gosh. Red nose, red. I don't know, man. That was odd. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 31.
31. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily like a MAGA supporter, but I'm more right-leaning, I would say, in this election. I just wanted to bring up just one topic if I could. But I'd be happy to answer your question first whenever you have. But
We'll try. What's up?
just one thing that people don't talk about. I don't know if I'm sure you heard about the whole Jimmy Kimmel situation going on at the moment.
Sure, yeah. What's
And
up?
why is it that he gets to do blackface and all these racial things, and he gets a pass for it, and his show gets to go back on air, but Charlie Kirk and all these other guys get labeled immediately as a racist just because of their political beliefs?
Oh no, doing blackface is absolutely a racist thing. Nobody saw me talking about Jimmy Kimmel, right? Because I didn't give a fuck,
I'm not saying
right?
you were talking about
So no, I'm gonna point something out to you. Like doing blackface is in fact racist. That is a thing, right? Like blackface is a racist thing that is done. Okay. But when we're talking about, again, like, do I need to go through the same questions that I asked another caller and see where you also fall on the spectrum of what it is? And if Donald Trump is in fact racist, because I just went through that thought exercise with another caller who then proved himself to also have the same feelings as Donald Trump. And why do we say that Donald Trump is racist? Because he says racist shit. He has a documented history of racism in the court system, in what he published out in ads, right? So back in the 1970s, actually 1973, him and his father were both brought up on charges by the Housing Commission for denying housing to Black individuals that they had instructed their employees to write the color C on their housing applications, and then they would deny them, right? So he was involved. His name is on that lawsuit, right? So when I say that Donald Trump is racist, he has a history of racism, right? Just like Joe Biden also has a history of racism. Okay. But no one's denying these things. All right. Donald Trump also put out an ad saying that the Central Park Five should all get the unalivement penalty. Right. And then even though they were exonerated and proven that they weren't the ones that attacked the woman, he still refuses to this day to retract his statement about all 5 boys that were not white. Okay. Right.
Well,
And he even met with one of them, like even one of them went to a rally, like one of his Trump rallies at the end of 2024 to confront him about it. And he was still like, nah, you're still guilty in his mind.
Like I said, I'm not doubting that Trump he has definitely said some racist, stuff in the past. I'm not
and he never apologizes for the things that he says. So therefore, he is still actively racist today, because unless you can admit that you've done something wrong, there is no way that you can be on the road to redemption for your actions. And he says that, again, let's remind everybody what he said. He said point blank that he does not feel like he needs to ask God for forgiveness for any of his actions. So therefore, he doesn't regret anything that he does. He just keeps going with it. He not only says things, but then when he's called out on it, he buckles down. There is zero accountability from him. So because he doesn't hold himself accountable for anything that he says or does, he will always be racist.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't doubt that Donald Trump probably is racist. I don't disagree with you there. I just wish that, they hold. Obviously Jimmy Kimmel is just an entertainer. He's not really a politician, but he does have a large audience that, his message reaches. I just wish they would hold him accountable for the things that he did as well. And I'm not really left or right. Like I said, I kind of really stay out of politics, but
Not you, sorry, someone else.
Awesome.
Oh. Yeah, like I said, that's all. I just wanted to really touch upon that. Nobody was really talking about Kimmel, like, doing what the Man Show back in the day was very, sexist and certain things were really horrific, especially like towards women, and he just kind of gets a pass like for that, like.
No,
I just
because even then, like I think you missed the part. What did I say that Donald Trump never takes?
he never accountability.
Accountability. Correct. So the difference between Donald Trump and what sets him apart from individuals such as Jimmy Kimmel or Joe Biden for their prior racial transgressions or their sexist transgressions against women is that these two men have apologized and they've taken accountability
Right.
for their actions. Donald Trump doesn't even think that he needs to square up with God.
Yeah, well, I mean that's insane. Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, even at this point, I don't even think an apology from Donald Trump would solve anything. But I do agree with you. Yeah, he should have at least made amends on that point. But all right, yeah, I just wanted to get that point across. But I appreciate your time for today.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you. Thanks for taking my call. Appreciate
All right, bye. Tell me you don't understand the depth and origin of race without telling me. Read Race in North America, Origin and Evolution of a Worldview. Okay. I don't know if that's towards me or someone else, but I will add that to my library of stuff. No, I don't think he heard a word I said. Again, accountability is the significant dividing factor between all of these individuals who have shown outward racism. And let's be very clear. I will still say that all of these individuals are racist. We have systemic racism in America, point blank, period. Thank you, Moose. Exactly, Casey. That's what I'm saying. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello?
Hello.
How we doing?
Going well. How old are you?
28. How old are you?
Early 30s. Are you still supporting Trump?
Sorry, one more time?
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Do you want me to?
I want you to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I support him.
Cool. Can you admit that he's lying to you in his current administration?
I don't know. I don't really watch the news, to be honest. I kind of gave up a while ago.
All right, man. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah.
Awesome. How old are you?
32.
32. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay. Are you willing and able to admit that Donald Trump is actively lying to you in his current administration?
No.
No? Okay. Well, let me challenge you on something. Is there anything that you're like unequivocally 100% sure of that Donald Trump is not lying about?
No, 100% no.
Oh.
I mean, let's see. Damn, that we're coming out with F-47. I don't know. I just wanted to say, because I saw you talking about racism on your show earlier. I just wanted to say that that it's like if people aren't gonna like you in life for whatever reason. So if it's because you're pretty, ugly, smelly, black, white, green, I mean that's just life. And people are gonna hate people for.
I'm not listening to that. I can't. Does anybody know how to get off of a topic that's not your own? Do you have a singular thought of your own that's like actually yours? Or are you just piggybacking off of everyone else's arguments? Are we capable of doing that tonight? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Dude, you hung up on me earlier.
Yeah, because you're not a serious person. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello.
Child, go play a game. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 24.
24. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are you willing and able to admit that Donald Trump is actively lying to you in his current administration?
What do you mean by he is lying?
Which word do we not understand?
Like, name some examples of him lying.
Of him lying? Donald Trump says that foreign countries are paying the tariff cost to the United States of America.
Well, I mean, in a way, I believe that he is right because in the past, foreign countries have been, putting tariffs on America.
No.
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
no
I
one
never got your phone
denies
up.
that foreign countries have put tariffs on the United States. No one denies that. That's not what Donald Trump is saying, though. Donald Trump is saying that, let's say we have a 15% tariff on France. He's saying that anytime we buy anything from France and bring it over to the United States of America, that it's the French government directly paying the United States government that 15% tariff.
I see what you mean, and I understand that. But can I say the reason why I support Trump over Kamala Harris real quick?
No, because you could have talked about that, I don't know, like 10 months ago. I don't care about that on September 23rd, 2025. We're now on the fall solstice of 2025. That was like 4 seasons ago that the election happened.
Okay, that's okay. I understand why you don't want to talk about that.
No,
Excuse me, what are your
it's not an
pronouns?
I don't understand. It's a dumb thing to
Excuse
talk
me?
about. I'm asking you about Donald Trump and his lies. I'm asking you about the tariffs.
Okay, so basically, I'm sorry, I never got your pronouns, though. Can I know your
She,
pronouns?
her.
That's a shitty fucking pronoun, bitch.
That's a shitty fucking pronoun, bitch. Does that make you happy?
Yeah, it does.
It does, yeah. So, what's
Yeah.
your date of birth?
You're awesome.
2025.
2025 is your date of birth? Wow. So you were like born yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you
Nice.
like, I don't know, like 16 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows with your maturity level.
What's wrong with my maturity level?
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
No.
Why? Because it's such a good maturity level. It's like off the charts, you know.
Oh, like off the charts, you know?
Like it's just so high because my
It's like
maturity is
just
like
so high,
beyond.
yeah.
Like it's like beyond.
Do you
So,
really think that bitch is an insult?
well, technically, it's a female dog.
I mean, not really. That's just how people have used it and how they've gotten around excusing them saying it.
Well, what does bitch actually mean then?
Oh, it's supposed to be a derogatory term used against women as an insult to multiple different things, whether it's her intelligence level, her attitude, because again, they can't just say, well, they just, can't just say, well, every woman is moody. Wow, you're moody. You're on your period or something like that, right? So it's just, again, like an excuse to try to get away and make it not, not a bad thing anymore by saying, well, actually, I'm just calling you a female dog, which means I'm dehumanizing you by equating you to an animal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why weren't you raptured today?
What? What does that even mean?
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
This definitely means that you've not been on the internet long enough to have this conversation. Oh, you hung up on your own, so that's even better. Is there still time to be raptured? Because I don't want to be here anymore, says Politics with Matt. By the way, guys, on the tubes, follow him. go ahead and comment a couple of times, Matt. On the tubes, hit that follow button. He's trying to go live himself, or sorry, subscribe on the tubes. I forget about that. Gosh, I hate even debasing myself and going down to a silly accent like that. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 35.
You're 35. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Not really. I think that he hasn't really done what he said he's going to do with mass deportations. I think he's a little soft, actually. I think he's a little liberal for my blood.
Cool. It's not really what I asked you, but thanks.
Yeah, you don't want any.
Don't want any what?
You don't want to debate with me. Like,
No,
you don't want to talk
I'm
about anything
sorry.
of substance.
How long have you been listening in on this, my live?
I've been listening into your garbage for about 10 or 15 minutes. I've
Oh,
listened to
okay.
your,
So then what's the
what does
next
Trump
question that
lied
I
about?
ask? Yeah, okay,
What does
perfect.
Trump
So you
lied
know
about?
the
Do you
next
still
question that I
support?
ask. Awesome.
Yeah, he
That's
lied about mass
fantastic.
deportations. He
He
lied about
lied
mass
about mass
deportations because we're not
deportation.
getting
So
them.
why are you xenophobic?
Yeah. Because America should be for Americans. Like, we got my
Immigration
entire
is
life.
ruining your countries.
Yeah, my entire life, there's been more and more foreigners, and my entire life, the
Why are you
quality of
afraid of
life has
foreigners?
gone down more and
What has
more
a
and more.
singular individual done to you that makes you so afraid of them?
I'm not afraid of
You're not
foreigners.
afraid
I
of
just
them?
want them
Then
to
why are
stay where they're at.
foreigners existing such a problem for you? You do realize that the moment you step out of like anywhere of the outside of the United States of America, you're going to encounter a foreigner. So why are foreigners bad?
They just don't need to come here. I don't need to pay for them to come to
They
my
don't need to
country
come
and hate me.
here?
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
sorry. I don't know why you're still supporting Donald Trump then, because he's the one that paid for South Afrikaner refugees to come into the United States of America. And
Are
if they
you
pass
listening?
a,
Like, I
are
don't
they,
support
and
him. He's
if
too
they,
soft. Like, there's going to
no,
be a day
you
that you
said
people
that
are
you
going to
did support
beg for Trump
him.
back.
You said
You're
that you
going to
did support
beg for
him, so you
Trump back.
lied? Oh,
When we get
wow.
an
I don't,
actual American
see,
in
I don't
there, you're
really
going to
like
beg
talking to
for Trump back.
liars, and I don't like how you just lied
You
to me when
shouldn't
I
talk to
asked you
yourself
if
then.
you were
Like,
still
you shouldn't
supporting
talk to
Donald
yourself
Trump.
then.
Yeah, no, it's just, I don't really like talking to liars who can't even be honest or stand behind
Yeah,
what they
Trump is a
did or what they
pussy.
said. Wow.
Trump
I don't know
doesn't, he
what's
doesn't have the
actually
balls
wrong
to
with
do what
you.
needs to be done.
I hope you go back and are
Trump
you
is a
religious by
shabos.
chance? Are you religious by chance?
He's a shabos.
Are you
Yes,
religious?
I'm a Christian,
Then
and
go back
I'm
to your
against
fucking, go back to
Jews,
your
and I'm
church.
against
Go back to your
Muslims, and I'm
church
against
and
Hindus.
ask your preacher
Yeah.
what Jesus said about immigrants. Ask your preacher what Jesus said about immigrants, and then ask him, what does that mean? Did Jesus not say that you should welcome immigrants into your home because you were once an immigrant
No,
in Israel? Or did I miss
no,
that fact? Did
you
Jesus
did miss
not
that.
say that you should actually
You
treat
did miss
people
that.
like you would
It's
want to be
something that
treated,
people who
and
don't
all of
believe
these
in
other
Christ
great things?
often use
You're
against
not religious,
Christians.
sir. In fact, I
Yeah.
think you would not be allowed in heaven. And it's very clear that you,
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
you're the one with the
yeah.
nervous laughter, not me. It's very obvious how unchristian like
Nobody's
that you
nervous,
are.
girl.
And I think
Nobody's
you're very,
nervous,
it's
girl.
quite embarrassing. It must be quite
You're
embarrassing to be you. And
embarrassing.
I am so
Oh,
sorry that you
Trump
don't know your
lied.
Bible,
Oh,
you don't know your
Trump is a liar.
scripture, you don't know
Biden's a
anything about
liar.
that. This makes sense.
Kamala's a
Oh my God.
liar.
Okay, I know
Obama's a
exactly
liar.
why the rapture didn't come
They're
today. It's
all
because of
liars.
individuals such as him. It is because of individuals such as him. Is you're exactly the reason why the rapture didn't come today. You're exactly the reason why the world did not end today, right? And
Oh,
like
yeah.
let's
Well,
be clear.
thank
You're
you, then.
Christian in word only because you actually don't follow the word of God. You don't even read your Bible, I
Yeah,
guarantee
I'm
it.
not
I'm
Christian
sure you
because I
don't
don't
know
want
anything
people
about the
from all
Bible.
over
I'm
the
sure you
world to come
also
here
wear
and hate
mixed
us.
fabrics. I'm sure you also eat shellfish. I'm sure you also look at women in a lustful way and you don't pluck out your eyeballs when you know you're because you're not supposed to do
I
that,
bet you
right?
look at
You don't
women in
cut
a
off your
lustful
hand when
way.
it causes you to sin because I guarantee you've shoplifted or anything else in your life.
You're
So
so
you're
triggered right
extremely
now.
not
You're
Christian. So it's
filthy.
okay, sir. I hope that you go to your preacher man and you ask him for forgiveness because you don't know shit. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 37.
You're 37. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes?
Yeah? Awesome. Are you willing and able to admit that Donald Trump is actively lying to you?
I would like to ask you, am I live on your stream?
Yeah.
That you're just a troll?
No, because I'm not. I don't live under a bridge. My skin is not green. I'm definitely not tall. I'm only like 4'11". And
Oh,
even then,
great,
like
because trolls are fantastically short.
I'm also not really micro-sized. No, see, I'm talking about bridge trolls. I'm
Well, I
not
didn't
talking
ask
about
if you were a
trollees.
bridge
I'm
troll,
not
did I?
talking about trollees because those are trolleys. Those aren't trolls, sir. Like those are trolleys. I know people don't
You're an
understand like
internet troll.
what that little toy was when you were a kid that had the really long colorful hair, but those were trolleys. Those weren't necessarily troll. I'm talking about the trolls that other people
You're an
recognize,
internet
like they're
troll.
tall, they're big, they're green. I'm none of these things. So I'm definitely just,
Well, I'm
silly
starting to
little white
wonder,
girl.
maybe you do have green skin.
Really? Guys, is my skin green?
I would love to be watching this live, but I had to pause it so that I could hear you.
Uh-huh. I love how people like to do this when they're calling in anonymously on the internet, where we can't see your face. So you want to call me a troll, but nobody knows what you look like.
I'm not calling you a
Also,
bridge
real quick,
troll. You're the one who said bridge
over
troll.
on the
I'm
YouTube
calling you an
portrait, I'm
internet
gonna
troll.
restart. I'll be right back.
Internet trolls don't really have a skin color. Internet trolls
Oh,
can be any
okay.
color.
Yeah, so what am I trolling about exactly? Can you elaborate?
You're trolling about Donald Trump.
I'm
You're
trolling about
just
Donald Trump? How
you're
so?
provoking people
I'm
to make
provoking
a
people?
statement.
How am I provoking people to make a statement? I'm asking a question. And what statement am I
You're
trying to get them to
provoking people
make?
by insinuating
By
untrue
insinuating?
facts.
Oh, what untrue fact?
Wow.
Well, I mean, I assume you
You want to get
know.
into actual facts? I literally just tuned into your stream,
Uh-huh.
and I have not heard everything you said.
Oh.
But from what I did hear, you appear to be trolling people
Oh.
and just causing a scene on the internet.
I'm just causing a scene.
And there's
I'm
people
pretty
who are
sure that the
paying
last
actual
caller.
money
Yeah, I'm pretty
for
sure
you
that the
to be
last
weird
caller
on
that
the
I was
internet.
actually attempting to have a conversation with, she's the one that broke down and was like, "Oh, you're a stupid man," because she was actually just a teenager trying to rickroll me or troll or rage bait me or whatever, and all I did was
Well,
just,
I'm not a
match her
teenager, and I'm not
energy. So
trying
I
to
don't really
troll or
know.
rage bait you.
I don't really know what your issue is. If you said you've only been here for like 15 minutes, I've only talked to like trolls who've called in, like people that are actually trying to be, in their opinion, funny, and they're not actually being funny.
Well, I'm not trying to be
So
funny.
it's very
So why don't you
interesting that
tell
I'm
me
the
one of your
troll.
opinions?
What about my opinions? That's a very broad question.
I'm asking you to tell me one of your opinions about Donald Trump.
One of my opinions? Sorry, I don't really
Yes.
necessarily deal in opinions. I mostly deal in facts. So, for example, I know for a fact when Donald Trump says, even today at the UN meeting, that he's ended 7 wars, that's an unequivocal lie.
Okay, well, I'm not going to argue with you on that.
Oh, okay.
What is another opinion you have?
Oh, that's not an opinion, that's a fact.
Oh, no, that's not, we're not arguing about that.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you
So
tell me
another
something
fact
you would like,
that I'm
something
aware of
negative you'd
is
like to say,
that
because
Donald
all you've
Trump.
done is say negative things.
Oh, no, I'm telling facts. So Donald Trump tells the American people that it's the foreign country that pays the tariffs when he places them on other countries, when in fact it's the American importer, so the person that's bringing in the good from another country, and that's paying the 15% tariff that we have on the UK, Germany, France. When they're purchasing something and they're bringing it in, it's the American importer that's paying that 15% tariff to the American government. And another fact that I know is that he talks about all of these trade deals that he has negotiated, and we have no signed copies of any trade deals. And word of mouth deals can just be broken at any point. We already saw countries like kind of sort of try to back out of them already, and Donald Trump can't do anything because
Oh, you mean
he didn't
like
get him
North Korea
inside.
trying to back out of the, trying to back out and regain their nuclear power over the world. I know
North
that's not
Korea.
necessarily a deal that was brokered, but we see stuff like that happening as well.
Yeah, North Korea never signed on to a non-proliferation agreement.
I know.
Yeah. So that's again, that's not a deal, right? Because
I
if all we had
stated
was
that it
like
was
this
not a deal.
verbal agreement, then that's all it is. It's a verbal agreement that's usually not legally binding. And because other countries don't necessarily sue other countries, it's very rare for that to occur. That also goes along with that it's just a word of mouth agreement that doesn't do anything.
Okay, so let me ask you this. How do you feel about Donald Trump speaking out on Charlie Kirk's assassination?
How do I feel? Well, I think it's very odd for any individual to turn a memorial service into a political rally. And then also to be the last person talking, it should have been Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica. It definitely should have been her to be the last person talking. And I
Wasn't
believe
she
that
the
Erica
first?
actually gave a very beautiful speech. I appreciate her and the words that she said and bringing up God and Christ and his mission and the mission that she believes God gave to Charlie. And I believe in all of that. No, Erica Kirk was second to last to speak. And I believe that the most powerful thing that she could have said throughout all of that was to talk about forgiveness, because that is a very Christian like thing. Unfortunately, when Donald Trump went up there after her, which they completely made it a political rally because they were selling MAGA merch at this memorial service, which again is so freaking odd. Donald Trump is the last speaker, and he says, Charlie Kirk didn't believe in hating people, but I'll be honest. I hate my enemies. I hate them. And promise
Is that a direct
vengeance on
quote?
all direct quote. Well, he did say, no, I am not doing it verbatim. I hope that helps.
Okay.
But he
So,
did actually say, I hate my enemies. Sorry, Charlie, I can't agree with you. I hate my opponents.
sure, as many of us do.
No, I don't hate people. Hate is a very
Many
strong
of us
word. In
do.
order for
Maybe you
me,
don't, but many of us actually do have distaste for our enemies.
oh, distaste is different from hate. See, hate is an extremely strong, powerful word. And in order for someone to really hate somebody, I believe that you must first have had to have the opposite, or at least had some kind of feelings of love for the individual as well. And since the love portion is not present in any part of that, I don't think hate is even the proper word to use, which is why I say that hate is a very strong word and we don't use that. At least I personally don't use it because it loses its meaning, similar enough to when you say I love you to somebody all the time, and or you say it to everybody and
Oh,
everything, that it loses its meaning to
so
other people as well.
like when the left calls every person they disagree with a Nazi, the word Nazi loses its meaning.
No, I mean, there is somebody that's actually sitting up in the White House right now that also called people on the right Yahtzees. Sorry, you have to temper your language because TikTok is a sensitive child and doesn't like NAZI. So you can call them Yahtzees.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching you on YouTube. I didn't realize you were on TikTok.
Yeah, I stream it a lot of places.
But you have to agree that calling people such hateful words
I
is
don't think it's a good
detrimental
use
to
of the word.
society.
I don't think it's a good use of the word. I
I
would agree
agree.
with you
It's
there.
not a good use of the word.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it's not a good use of the word. But
So
Donald
I
Trump
know
has
you're not
actually called
streaming
people
every
them.
single word we say.
No, just I know that's one specific word that TikTok doesn't like.
Right.
And actually, you
So,
are getting streamed every single word you said. Sorry,
oh,
let me be
really?
clear. Yeah,
Cool. I'm going to have to rewind this video and watch myself.
feel free, man.
So I'm sure you have other people you would like to talk to. So I'm going to jump off here and
Cool.
I'm going to rewind this watch.
Sounds good. Just so you know, part of it is going to be missing just because well, go watch you have to watch the landscape one.
Okay.
Okay. Cool beans. Thanks.
Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
That was odd. It was very odd. I'm pretty sure I say rewind as well, Xennial, so I'll give him like a slight pass on that one. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yep.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Sorry, I don't talk to 18-year-olds. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
Hi, I'm 18.
I don't talk to 18-year-olds. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Oh, okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Not exactly.
Okay.
I did vote for him in the election. I did think he was a better option than Kamala Harris. However, I will agree with you that his recent rhetoric at the Charlie Kirk rally was very disappointing. I really did not like him spreading sort of hatred. And I think he probably is in the Epstein files.
I mean, yeah.
But I think the most important thing, and the reason why I voted for him, is because of the potential for the infringement of the freedom of speech that we have here. And I think with him recently doing the whole thing with Jimmy Kimmel, that's kind of been revealing also that he doesn't care so much about that either. So I guess I probably don't support him.
It's not even what he did about Jimmy Kimmel or his veiled threat in regards to Jimmy Kimmel. It's the fact that he outwardly said he wanted to strip away the freedom of the press on speaking out negatively about him. He literally said he's going to go against his opponents for speaking negatively about him. Basically, he wants to censure individuals such as myself that just talk about what's actually happening.
And I think that's wrong. I completely agree with you. But I think
Yeah.
we can both agree on something else in that it's not only the right that has been sort of spreading that anti-freedom of speech rhetoric.
Oh no, I agree. Like yes, there have been people on the left that do the same thing, and that I don't think that they should, right? I would say the
Yeah,
most
and
common thing that I hear is that hate speech. Is talking about hate speech, which again, if you incite violence or you use it to cause harm to somebody, then that hate speech is no longer protected free speech, and that's true based off of legal means.
I agree that like calls to violence, saying let's go out and do some sort of harm, that's terrible, and that is illegal. I'm pretty sure. But you could make an argument that misdefining people as fascists and then saying it's okay to punch fascists is also hate speech and leads to violence. However, I think that's protected under the First Amendment. Would you not agree?
No.
You wouldn't agree.
No, hate speech that leads to violence is not protected by the First Amendment. There are literal laws in place.
Who defines what hate speech is? Because I could say that you calling me a fascist for voting for Trump, which I don't think I am.
No, I was very clear. Just calling someone fascist or racist or a Yahtzee or a communist, a radical individual, anything like that isn't hate speech. That's just an opinion, right? But when you're saying all so and so should be beaten, sorry, I'm not going to actually say the words. Then that is a call to violence, and as there are Supreme Court rulings that have already determined what is considered hate speech, violent rhetoric, right? That causes harm to a group of individuals, which is why people can be charged with what are known as hate crimes as well.
Yes, I will agree with you on that. But I would say that, okay, what would you say is currently the problem with what Trump has said. Has Trump said anything like that? Like we should go out and beat some sort of group of people? Is there anybody on the right that's doing that actively? Because I haven't seen that, and it
You
seems like
haven't
it's kind of a
listened to Nancy
misattribution.
Mace?
No, I have not looked
You
into
haven't listened to, like, I'm sorry. Brian Kilmeade?
I've never heard that name in my life. I'm pretty sure most
Stephen
Republicans have never
Miller?
heard that name. I've heard Stephen
Laura
Miller.
Loomer?
The only reason I know about Stephen Miller is because I saw him speak the other night. He, you know, I'm sure that some right-wing people have said that stuff, but I think that the rhetoric, the inflammatory, and what you would consider hate speech, calls for violence, like active calls for violence against certain groups of people, is much more prevalent on the left side of the political spectrum right now than it is on the right. In
No, Nancy Mace was on national television when she said that we needed to go after the radical left, that they're all lunatics, and got insulted when something else was when
Did she
the
say we need to go and do violence against them, or did she say we need to go after? I mean, what is considered a call to violence?
going after them saying we need to go after them would be a call to violence or a call of
Well, I can
infringement at the
interpret.
very minimum, because I don't think you understand that, again, the individual citizens are protected against the government infringing upon our freedom of speech, freedom of press. And so when Nancy Mace goes around saying that we need to go after the radical left, that's either a call for infringement or it's a call for violence. We had, God, what was that Republican senator's name that at a Trump rally said that was actually calling for a fucking civil war?
I think that's
Like
terrible.
they've also threatened. I'm sorry, I forgot about this. Right, is the fact that a lot of these individuals talked about this was going to end up as a civil war, which is a call to violence. Right, Brian Kilmeade, who is a host on Fox News, who did not get canceled, did not lose his job, and did not publicly apologize, put out a written apology on X, and that was it. He didn't say anything out loud. He literally said that there should be forced euthanasia on homeless individuals on national television. Yeah.
Look, I think that the rhetoric coming from angry individuals and people that want other people to be angry is
There are actual neo-Yahtzee groups that are calling for violence against the left after what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Must admit, when you say, you used an example earlier, you said telling people to go after the left was considered
either a call for infringement or a call for violence.
Okay. Now, if we look at the time, especially on the left-wing media, leading up to the 2024 election, you have to admit, or at least concede slightly, that the rhetoric was incredibly inflammatory.
What did they say?
I could provide plenty of examples. If you gave me a few minutes and, let me email it, I know that's not something you're going to do on the show and you want to get to other callers. But there are countless examples you can go and look up. Just go look up media leading up to 2024 election on the left, and you will see countless of examples of people saying we need to go after these right-wing Yahtzees and these fascists. I think a lot of people don't even know what a fascist is. It's just sort of a word that a dog whistle.
How do you feel about Donald Trump trying to make Antifa to be labeled as a domestic terrorist group?
I think it was probably a misattribution of what they are. I think that some of the individuals in it are bad actors. I think that the group probably has goals that are not aligned with democratic values. However, I don't think being against fascism is a bad thing. And I don't think that designating them as a terrorist organization was a good look for him. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Trump. If he's in the Epstein files, which I'm pretty sure he is, he needs to be put in jail for the rest of his life. But I will say I did vote for Trump over Kamala purely because I felt
Mm.
like my
The
freedom of speech
closest
was
I
going to
can
be under
get
more
to is Representative Adam Smith out of Washington saying Trump is moving a fascist direction and we need to stop him. Is the closest I can get to anything on what you're talking about.
Okay, well, if you can't find it, that's, in the few seconds you've done your research, I
Mm-hmm.
suppose. That's fine. But I think that the vast majority of people will
Hmm.
have remembered their experiences and have seen it on TV themselves
Sure.
and can understand.
And can you tell me who commits more political violence in our country, the left or the right?
So are you going to go to the ADL website?
Oh no.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Define political violence and define right.
I'm sorry, define political violence. So, we'll talk about people being unalived by political
Sure.
opponents, right? We can say that, or just the political opposite on the other end of the spectrum, whichever way you want to say. Like
So are
we
we
can
talking
bring
about
up an
in the
example,
United States?
like yeah, within the United States.
Well, I mean, we've seen several assassination attempts on Donald Trump. We've seen
Two.
Charlie Kirk get assassinated. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
heard of any prominent left-wing figures being assassinated
Oh,
recently.
you
Have you?
haven't? How about
No, I haven't.
how about the Democratic senator of Minnesota being killed in her home and her husband being killed and the dog being shot, and then that Republican that did that killing also went to another senator's home, shot him and his wife, right? Senator Hoffman, Senator Hortman is the woman that
When did this
died.
happen?
And sorry, this was just in May. Excuse me. Or sorry, yeah,
May of
this was
this
just
year?
in May of this year.
A senator
A
was
senator out of
attempted to be
Minnesota,
assassinated.
a state
A
senator.
Democratic senator.
Yes, Senator Hortman, Melissa Hortman, out of Minnesota, was shot and killed in her home. Her husband was shot and killed, and then the person also killed the fucking dog, right? And then that same man, again, Republican, went to another one. His name is Hoffman, Senator Hoffman, then went and shot him, shot that man's wife. They both survived, but it was done by a Republican, a registered Republican. Okay. How about the fact that after Donald Trump and his Russia hoax shit talking about Obama has received death threats again from the MAGA movement, and Donald Trump still pulls away the Secret Service protecting him after Obama has received death threats from Donald Trump's followers. The attack on Nancy Pelosi, the attempted burning of Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania's house, while him and his family were still inside of the house this year.
Okay. I think
they caught the individuals and they were both on the rights.
You brought up some good points. And
yeah.
So there's clearly political violence on both sides of the aisle, right?
Sorry, just since 2020, so just in the last 5 years, the majority of the political violence has been from the right.
Okay.
And I do mean the majority, meaning over 50%.
Now we can look at political violence purely against political figures, like these people you're talking about, or against Donald Trump, where he tried to get assassinated 3 times.
Oh, see, I pulled up the Cato Institute because I know people are like going to argue about the ADL. So I like to go to Cato, which is technically right-leaning because they're libertarian. So they did this literally the day after Charlie Kirk died, right? And so this is why I like going to them, because they're at least going to be slightly less biased. And let's see what you guys assume the ADL is. I can also pull up an international study where they not only looked at the United States, but also looked at the entire world on which side was committing more violence, and it's still considered the right on the world stage, and then also in the United States as well. So, like, I've done my research. You're not gonna get me on a gotcha. Still over 50%, which is a majority, is committed by right extremists.
Okay.
Right-wing extremists, right? And even the 2 men, let's be very clear, even the 2 men that took, like, especially the one, the guy that shot at, sorry, I don't like even bringing up their names anyways, but the guy that shot up Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania, was a registered Republican. He was a Republican, and even his family still says he had Republican views and ideology. right? The man also had a note, the kid also had a note saying that he was also planning to go after Joe Biden as well. But Donald Trump came to Butler first, okay? And then if you look at the man that just pled guilty today and is getting sentenced soon, right? From Florida, also a registered Republican who was supporting Nikki Haley. Even the attempts on Donald Trump's life were not done by leftists, they were done by extreme right-wingers.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think we can both
Yeah.
agree.
Isn't that
I'm
funny?
not, I'm, look,
The
I'm
extreme
not
right
against
going
it. I
after
think
the
we
extreme
agree.
right.
I think we agree on a lot of things. I think there's probably very few things we disagree on. However, I don't think that this is a left-right problem. I think this is a media and an elite issue. I don't know if you agree with me on this, but just hear
You
me out for
voted
a
in
second.
the elitist. I don't want to hear it.
Both sides win. The elite win, and regardless of which side wins, right?
Uh-huh.
This is not an issue that is purely left or purely right. We both brought up examples of political violence enacted by
Nope,
one
I
side
still
on
haven't heard of political violence enacted by someone that is known to be a left
Charlie
person.
Kirk's murder.
No, we still don't know if he was a leftist individual. He was a registered independent, didn't vote in the 2 elections. He could vote in 2022 or 2024. His registration was considered valid but inactive.
Let's not
Okay?
delude ourselves.
The only thing that his parents had come out
open
and
our
said, the only thing that his parents had come out and said is that he was expressing very negative views specifically about Charlie Kirk the entire time, right? That's all that we know. We don't know that he's in fact I'm not even in a party. I'm an unaffiliated voter. I've always been unaffiliated. I've never voted for a Republican president because the only options that I've really had are Donald Trump, and I laughed at Mitt Romney for his bullshit excuse of trying to tear apart the ACA when it was literally modeled after his fucking state, right? I laughed at Mitt Romney. I laughed in his fucking face, okay? So when my only options have been Trump and Mitt Romney, then yeah, I have never voted for a Republican president, but I have voted for Republicans to represent my states in Congress.
So I called here to identify the real issues of our country.
It doesn't sound like it. Bro, no, you're trying to deny everything, so
I'm not trying to deny anything at all. I've agreed with you on a vast majority of things. How have I denied anything? I've agreed with you for the most part.
Sure.
No,
When the only thing that's reporting on like what's considered left about the individual that fucking assassinated Charlie Kirk is places like Newsmax, The Daily Beast, The Daily Wire, like literally bullshit publications. Again, he didn't even say that he was a leftist. All they say is that they assume that he had a trans. They can't even confirm that this person is actually trans. They're just like, it appeared to be a man transitioning to a woman, but never actually confirmed it with them. Yeah, we'll try anything. Oh, I'm not trying to blame a group. He was trying to say it's a both sides issue and failed to give any side on the left. Where's the both sides? You're good, Maylin. I'm still waiting for the both sides. Bill, I have a bone to pick with you. Also, you need to get started on the tubes. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. How are you doing?
Doing well. How old are you?
I was born April 2nd, 1989.
Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Oh, I never supported him. I just wanted to call in and say I appreciate what you do, and I respect your honesty and you coming on and not being afraid to tell the truth.
I appreciate that. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. You have a nice night.
You too. Bye. Bill, you became a member for Polly, but not me. That's the bone to pick. Sorry. Because TikTok is too expensive now. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
Awesome. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
Are you willing and able to admit that Donald Trump is actively lying to you?
No.
No? Okay. Do you mind if I just do a quick PSA?
Wait, am I on air right now?
No.
Oh, okay, because I can't hear myself on. Sure, go ahead.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Really quick TikTok. I'm gonna mute you for a second. I'm really bad at doing my own PSAs. I'm an hour and 38 minutes in and I haven't done one. Over on YouTube, friendly reminder, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button after you hit subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your alert so you know that when I go live. And we do have memberships and super chats available. I haven't seen a new member come in yet. If we can get 5 new members, that would be awesome. If not, that's okay. And then also over on Twitch, just also a reminder, don't forget to hit that. There we go, Bill. I'll congratulate you in a second. Don't forget to hit that follow button up at the top. Turn on your alerts so you know when I go live. And we do have subscription options available on Twitch as well. You can become a 1-month free subscriber on Twitch if you have Amazon Prime. Thank you, Bill, for becoming a member over on the tubes. That is the cheaper way to go, guys, right now because TikTok is greedy, apparently. And TikTok, let's go ahead and tap up the likes to 150,000. And if you're new here and you haven't hit that follow button yet, hit that follow button already. All right. So caller, you can't think of any lies that Donald Trump may or may not have told?
Not offhand.
Not offhand? Yes, Trey, he has. And okay. So, can you tell me who pays for tariffs?
I'm not exactly sure.
You're not okay. Well, Donald Trump says it's the foreign countries that pay for tariffs. Do you believe him?
Yeah, from what I understand is that the Chinese company or whatever foreign company has to pay the tariff, but they can pass it along to companies in America that are using those products.
Nope. There's really only one right answer to the question on who. So if we have a 30% tariff on imports coming out of China, the person that pays the tariffs, that 30% of the value to the United States government, is always the American importer. It's always the importing person or company.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'm not the best well-versed on tariffs, but I would imagine that person can just build those products in America rather than buying them from China.
Not all of them.
They can't build a
there is
factory?
no, I mean there are some things that we literally can't source in the United States of America.
Like rare minerals, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope we can work out a proper deal with these countries. I believe that's the goal with the tariffs. Is to have an even playing field when it comes to trade. I think we've been getting fleeced on trade for decades.
We
At least that's what I've
haven't
heard.
been. Can you tell me why Donald Trump put a 50% tariff on Brazil when we've always had a trade surplus with Brazil?
Not exactly what's going on with Brazil, honestly. I
See,
don't know
what
a lot about the
happened
whole tariff
was,
stuff.
is Donald Trump was upset that his friend, former President Bolsonaro out of Brazil, was going up on facing a jury trial for criminal charges of, oh gosh, he tried to do an insurrection in his country. Sorry. So they were putting him up on criminal charges in Brazil, and Donald Trump didn't like that. So he said, he literally put this out on his True Social. It was on multiple headlines of this as well, where he was calling on Brazil to stop pressing charges against former President Bolsonaro out of Brazil, or he was going to sanction Brazil and put tariffs on them upwards of 50%.
Well, I believe that's the power that we have as the largest economy in the world. We can make whatever deal we want.
Why are
and
we
can make everyone bend to
interfering
their
with
will.
why are we interfering with another country's court cases against a former leader that tried to overthrow the government and invalidate the results of the elections and also tried to have his political opponent assassinated?
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on in Brazil, but it must have some sort of benefit to the USA for us to
It
leverage deals
doesn't.
against them.
No, guess what? We put tariffs and sanctions on Brazil because they continue to try Bolsonaro, and they actually found him guilty, and now he's going to prison.
Yeah. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, I'm not sure exactly what's going on in Brazil. I'm not
I
really
don't
too versed in Brazilian
understand why
politics.
we should be using sanctions and or tariffs against other countries to suit the political motivations of a singular individual. Because again, putting tariffs on products coming out of Brazil that we have a trade surplus with, which means that we trade more to them than we buy from them, doesn't service the American people because now they'll just they'll probably just go back to buying more from China.
Or whatever they're doing to hurt
MAGA.
America, they're not going to be able to do long.
They're
They
not
won't
doing
want to do
anything to
long
hurt
because
America.
they won't want to stop. They won't want to do business with us anymore if they're stuck in all those kind of tariffs. So they're going to bend to our will. That's just the way it works.
No, they're not doing anything like that. Like, in fact, even us having the tariffs when we went up to 145% on China didn't actually hurt China. China found different avenues to sell their product to. In fact, they didn't even see a decrease, they saw an increase on their sales. It's very interesting. So, us
Well, if they
putting
would,
tariffs on other countries isn't harming
Mhm.
other countries, it's just hurting us. Oh, we didn't buy anything else additional from China, meaning our companies weren't able to sell as much on their shelves to their American consumers. China still
Mhm.
got a profit just from another country.
Well, they need to play fair. They need to have an even playing field. We need to make our deals with
What's
our
an even
tariffs.
playing field look like?
Honestly, no tariffs would be best for either sides. But if China's
Okay.
going to tariff
So
the
then
shit
that
out
should
of
have been
us,
the
and we don't do
agreement.
anything to them.
What was China's tariff prior to January 20th, 2025?
I don't know.
19%.
Okay.
We
Good.
had a 22% tariff on them already. Oh
Mhm.
no, not 22. I think it was 15%. So even then it was a very small difference of 4%. We weren't losing out on anything. Okay. And the other difference is that even then their tariffs were targeted on specific products that they can source within their own country. Similarly enough that the tariffs that we had placed on goods coming out of China were specific products like steel, for example, that we can also source here in the United States of America. And that's why we placed it on very specific products instead of doing a blanket tariff across all the countries. And then not only doing blanket tariffs, but removing the de minimis rule.
Mhm.
Which, see, the de minimis rule allowed anything that was valued under $800 to come into the country tariff free. So that's completely gone now, which means an average consumer, anybody that, like, especially small businesses that don't, de minimis, sorry, thank you, Xennial, the de minimis rule. So small businesses that don't need to buy that much in bulk, so they can buy something for like $400 to help make their product here in America. That's going to negatively impact our small businesses even more than just the blanket tariffs that are already in existence. And we're going to see even more small businesses end up closing thanks to these tariffs. And we're already seeing an increase in corporate bankruptcies already as it is. Sorry,
So
business
there's a minimum.
bankruptcies as it is because of the
So there's a
tariffs.
minimum amount. Like, let's say I want to buy
No,
10
there is
pounds
no
of
minimum
coffee.
amount anymore. That's what I'm saying. Donald
Right.
Trump got rid of the minimum. The de minimis rule literally allowed anything valued under $800 to be exempt from tariffs on other countries.
Oh, that's great. I
No,
love it.
he did away with the rule.
Okay. So now there is a minimum. You
No,
cannot order
there
a
is
small
no
amount.
minimum.
Oh, great. Perfect. So that way a small business actually has an entryway to get in. They don't have to buy a minimum amount. It's good.
What do you think I just said the de minimis rule was?
Yeah, from my understanding, you're saying that there was rules saying that a business cannot buy such a small amount, but now they can.
No. That's
Oh,
not what I
right.
said.
Okay.
The de minimis rule said that if an importer was importing a good that was valued less than $800, it was exempt from the tariffs.
Okay.
Donald
It
Trump
was
did
exempt.
yes, exempt, meaning that they didn't have to pay that tariff fee, right, to the United States government. So now the de minimis rule has been done away with by Donald Trump, which means it's going to negatively impact small businesses because they typically don't need to buy as much as a large corporation would to get their products out on the shelf.
No, I completely understand what you're saying. Honestly, that does sound pretty negative. That prevents a barrier for small businesses, and that's what I'm all about, is knocking down barriers. So, you know, I'm not prepared to stand by every single thing that President Trump does, but I am totally prepared to stand by many things that he does.
Sounds accurate.
Yeah. Like, what do you think the punishment for illegal immigration should be? Because I think a lot of Democrats just believe there should be no punishment.
And thank you, Cassie, for the 100 for 2 joules. Sorry, for illegal immigration, what makes somebody an illegal immigrant?
When they come through and they're not allowed, when they just
And they're not
cross our border
allowed?
without filling any paperwork and come through completely unvetted. We don't know if they're terrorists. We don't know what they've done in their past
Oh.
country.
So I'm going to help you out with it, okay? So it's a civil misdemeanor to cross the border through a non-port of entry without sitting down and getting vetted by CBP, right? And it only has a civil penalty. So, and even then
Do
on
you
your
believe
first
it should be a
offense,
ticket?
it's not even really considered that it's deportable offense. So, because as defined in Arizona v. United States, the 2012 ruling, individuals that are considered deportable, they're not considered criminals. So, when you're saying, what do you think the punishment should be? Just send them back to their own country.
Go home, try again. Go home, fill out the paperwork, come back when you're ready.
Yeah. So why would they need an additional punishment?
Going home is what I believe in. I don't
No,
believe
you
in
just said that
necessarily
they
additional
needed an
punishment.
additional punishment, and that's already the technical punishment as it is go back and try again.
Well, I don't believe it's a punishment to go home. I'm home right now, but a lot of people do believe that it's a punishment to be sent back home. So I guess if you view being sent back home as a punishment, that's what I view the punishment for illegal immigration to be.
You just said there needed to be an additional punishment.
I believe the only punishment should just be going home, if you view that as a punishment.
Then why is Donald Trump putting them in what would be equivalent of a concentration camp?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why they go there. They must be being held until they're finding their homeland, I imagine. I'm not sure exactly what goes on in those concentration camps. I know that, well, not concentration camps, jails. You broke the law and you're being held in jail until you're sent home.
Again, it's a civil, it's a misdemeanor offense. It's a finable offense. That's really it.
So you believe if someone comes through to America illegally, crosses the border, and they have perhaps a terrorist record,
Well, if
what
they
do you
had
think
that,
should
they
happen
would
to
be
them?
automatically deported. I don't think you understand this. So again, sure, if they were to get picked up and they were to then attempt to claim asylum, and we run the international background check and we find that they have a terrorist tie in France, okay? Then they would automatically be deported. I don't understand what your point is. Like that's all it would be, is deported. Don't try not to let them come back. But again, there are so many ways to get
Yeah.
into this country, especially through the northern border, but no one ever talks about that one.
Yeah, that is interesting. I guess I just believe that someone should be checked out before they come to America. That's what I believe.
Yeah,
Someone could have
I have news for you. And this might surprise you. That's always been the law. When they're stopped at a port of entry or through a non-port of entry, if they're stopped by CBP, all of them have to be vetted before they're allowed into the country. I didn't know that was a new concept.
And you're saying that all legal, unvetted immigrants should be immediately deported. That's what you're saying.
No, I believe in mass amnesty.
That they should just get a court date and stay in America while they wait to be figured out.
No, I don't think you understand what amnesty is.
So catch and release, from what I understand, from the Joe Biden administration, you catch someone and then you just release them into the country unwillingly. Why
Sorry,
you
that
wait to
started
figure
under
out who they
Trump.
are.
I don't understand where you're coming from. That was a Trump era policy that's still in effect today.
But well, Donald Trump believes if you're caught at the border or caught within our country, to be sent directly home.
No, they were still doing catch and release at the start of his administration. And they did
Until they
catch and
changed it.
release in his first administration as well. That's why he really didn't have that many or that many deportations under his first administration.
Yeah.
Yeah, and why he's
Until he
still
ended it.
lagging behind the Biden administration in deportations. So the only thing that people can really point to as far as how the Biden administration refocused their deportation policy at the beginning of his administration is to a memo that was put out by Mayorkas, who was the secretary, the head of the Department of Homeland Security at the time, is where he said instead of focusing on raiding places or going to people's homes, they wanted to specifically focus on immigrants that were here that committed and were convicted of crimes so they were convicted of committing a crime, and they wanted to deport them out of our prison system or even deport them before they ended up in a full blown prison after they've been convicted of a crime. So that's the only thing that anyone can point to was the shift in direction at the very beginning of his administration was that they focused on people that were actually criminals. But even then, like
But
they
they are
still
actually
kept
criminals by
people.
crossing the border. It
No,
makes
they're
you
not.
criminal automatically.
Oh, no, they're not. Again, I just explained this. Do you believe in the power of the Supreme Court of the United States of America?
Of course.
Awesome. Arizona v. United States 2012 ruling determined that any individual that is considered deportable because being here illegally is a deportable offense is not considered to be a criminal. In order to be a criminal, by definition, since criminal is a legal term, you have to have been tried and convicted of a crime. So the majority of individuals that are being deported that you are calling criminals have not been convicted of any crime. And we know this. We have data that shows us they haven't even been accused of any crime. Sorry, except for being a gang member, which again is not technically a crime and it's not anything that's been proven in any court of law whatsoever. So that's still a lie that's being told. So it's important to know that the words that you're using have meaning and you're using them incorrectly. According to the United States Supreme Court in 2012, simply being considered deportable
Yeah.
is
Well, I
not,
mean, I believe that the
does not
power
make
of
you
the
a
Supreme
criminal.
Court should be enforced, even if I don't agree with their rulings. I mean, at one point, the Supreme Court said that babies could be murdered in several states in America. I agree that the power
Oh,
of the
again,
Supreme
I
Court
love
should be
this. I
enforced,
love this.
but
So hold on. You
I
want to go
don't
down that
agree with
route.
what
That's
they're
cool.
doing.
So again, I'm going to remind people that words have meaning. So the word that you used again is you use the word murder. Murder is actually a legal term. And you're missing a very important part of this is malicious afterthoughts. Can you tell me where the malicious afterthought of an abortion is?
Malicious afterthought. I'm not sure exactly.
Aforethought. It's not afterthought. It's aforethought. I understand that words are hard. Can you tell me where the malicious part of an abortion is?
Yes, where you say that my life is going to be harder. I can't handle this because I'm lazy and I can't take responsibility.
That's not
for my
malicious. Do
orgasms,
you know what
so
malicious
I'm going
is?
to end a human's life.
That's not what malicious is. Do you know what malicious is?
Malicious is choosing to go out to the club every weekend because you don't want to take care of your child, so you murder it.
Oh, that's not what malicious is. Can you tell me what malicious is?
Sounds pretty malicious to me.
That's not malicious. Enjoying your life is not malicious.
Enjoying your life.
Yeah. If you wanted to go out and dance, that's not malicious. My partner and I go out and dance sometimes. Does that make us malicious? We have sex. Does that make us malicious? The fact that if I were to get pregnant, I could have the option to have an abortion, that makes me malicious. Just the off chance that I could get pregnant, which by the way is less than 1% that I could. It's a very telling way that you don't understand words. And I would encourage you to not use words that you don't understand because again, murder is a legal word. It's literally within it. It's the unlawful killing of somebody, right? So murder is a legal term because it has the word unlawful within the definition of the word, which makes it, again, a legal term. And so the legal term of abortion, as defined by the law, requires malicious afterthought. And I understand that you don't know what malicious means. So we can help you out. Yeah. Actually, I don't even want to help you out because you don't understand anything. So
I think it's fairly malicious to murder your child when you could just
they're not murdering a
send up
child.
for
It's a
adoption
fetus. Sorry. No,
or
sir.
send
I
it
don't
to a
think you
cesarean
understand.
section.
Do you offer any I just want to be clear. Do you offer any exceptions to your abortion rhetoric?
Mother of the life, but that's really not an
Mother of the
abortion.
life? That's not even a
Or life of the
thing.
mother. You know, life of the
Oh.
mother, safety of the
So
mother.
just the life of the
Better
mother.
than
Well,
abortion.
I actually, okay, I like this one a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna help you out with something. 100% of all pregnancies are 100% dangerous to a woman 100% of the time. So when we're talking about the life of the mother, I have news for you. A woman can have an abortion at any point during the pregnancy, up to the point of viability, at least in my opinion, up to the point of viability, because at that point, guess what? Up to that point, that pregnancy has the ability to harm the woman at any point and cause injury to her life that is not, could potentially not be reversible at all. So there we go. Life of the mother. We've solved it. Problem solved. Thank you. Dumbass. Sorry. This is why children shouldn't be speaking on this. Someone that has never touched a woman should not be speaking about abortion. Just saying. Sadiq, what are my thoughts on HB1 visas? So I agree with HB1 visas. They're absolutely necessary. The fact that Donald Trump is trying to add a $100,000 price tag to HB1 visas is absolutely fucking disgusting and stupid. I don't thank you. I don't know how you're supposed to say. Oh, okay. Savage Games, thank you. I've learned so many things watching you. Thank you for bearing with these idiots. You're a national treasure and low-key baddie. Love from Texas. Thank you, Savage, for the 5. I appreciate that. I don't think I've gotten anything on any of the other colored apps, like the green app or the blue app today. I'm just double checking it real quick. I don't really care about leaving a review. Okay, nope, nothing since Wednesday. Just thought I'd check. Oh no, Fernando tells me to stop talking because I'm a commie trash. Can you tell me anything that I've said that's communist? What is communism? Do you happen to know that word? Hey, upon reflection, I have something else that's really going to break your mind. If you didn't understand anything that I just told the last guy, this is something that's really going to break your mind, okay? I'm going to blow your mind here, all right? 100% of all unwanted pregnancies are caused by men. Oh, this is funny. Guys, today I learned I'm a bot. Oh, Echo, I'm going to reiterate this for you. And I know so this is why I say that I'm blowing your mind or breaking your brain because you're not understanding what this means. Okay? 100% of all unwanted pregnancies are caused by men in their sperm. When you say it takes 2 to tango, and nowhere in my statement does that require consent. This statement requires consent. Now, see, I would love for you to try to tell me At what point of me consenting to the act of sex means that I consent to a biological process? Do you consent to getting into a car accident every time you you get in the car and drive? Do you consent to the fact that you might be killed when you walk out your door? Do you consent when you go to bed every night that you might not wake up in the morning? Um, do you consent to all of that? No, you don't. So here's what you don't understand. You don't consent to a biological process. Oh, Salvatore, does consent equal acceptance? Are those two the same things? Salvatore, can you tell me that? Is consent the same thing as acceptance? Exenial, I love you. Exenial, I can't put yours on the screen because obviously it's on TikTok. Do I consent to having a wife that's Italian and scares me? No. Just kidding, by the way. That's true too, Texas. Get a vasectomy, men, and you'll never get a woman pregnant. Well, there is a very slim possibility, like less than 1% chance. Less than 0.1%. Thanks, Bishop, for the 100 bits. Best decision. I know you've said that before. All right. Really quickly. Sorry, Bishop. Something I sort of disagree with. And I'm still like processing it, and also it's towards the end of my stream. That's why I wasn't taking another caller. I don't necessarily agree with that, Dawn. I don't even know what they're saying anymore. They say a bunch of crazy shit. Oh, Red, that's not my goal anymore. I'm ending. Anyways, guys. Really quick TikTok. Tap it up to 175,000 likes. I'm gonna mute for half a second. Oh. Okay. Bishop was saying this in reference to a car accident. In the legal world, we call it an assumption of risk. This is what I was saying. I couldn't like wrap my brain around it, I'm being honest. But we don't have an assumption of risk when we go to sleep or like, have the potential of being shot in our own homes. The assumption there is that we're safe in our own homes. So people still break in. It's all good, Bishop. Okay, really quickly, tiki-talkie. I'm going to mute for half a second. Thank you. Over on YouTube, over on Twitch. Guys, I'll be back on live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, just like I always do. Be sure to check back out on the stream. For those that missed the Josh's, it's being posted in an hour, 50 minutes. So be sure to go check back in on the Josh's, okay? But I will see you guys back on live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. And don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, all of the good things. Thank you.